And there's Chico again. And here am I, sitting in front of the house for today. Today's video is going to be a little different than the last one. Last video I did most everything on the anvil by hammer and by hand, and today we're going to go to the power hammer and break down some stock on the power hammer. Our starting stock today is going to be an old piece of leaf spring. Now, I don't advocate using old stock most of the time. This is absolutely a new piece of leaf spring, so I know it's good steel. Let's see what we can do. So we're going to start off with a little piece of leaf spring. It's about 2 inches wide, probably 3/8 thick. And the first thing we're going to do is start breaking it down to size. I think I want to make a small kitchen chopper out of this. I want something fairly small and with a thin, lightweight blade. So the first thing we're doing is just working this down, breaking down the length, width, and thickness to make it more about what I want to work with. So that's evening out the thickness and going back and forth in front of the dies like this actually stretches the steel. Well, thins it and stretches it. And of course, like always, this video is running on fast forward. It's looking pretty good. Got an idea of what I'm doing. We'll see if I can carry it out. About right. Now we're going to work the tip in. And even it out. The idea here is that the curved part is actually going to be the spine of the blade, curving down towards the tip. Not bad. Make sure everything's flat. Now we're going to fuller in our transition between the blade and the handle. Just hammer a little bit. As I hammer that round stock that I use as a fuller down, it mushrooms the steel. So I have to even it back out, even the thickness back out after every little bit of fullering. I actually need to make it fuller deeper than I normally would, so that when I thin it back out, it comes out to the right dimension. Now I'm working the bevels, drawing the steel down away from the spine. Working the heel first, I want it fairly square. And every bit of this can be done on the anvil with the hammer. But the last knife I did almost completely on the anvil, or the last video, I did almost completely on the anvil, so I figured I'd use the hammer on this one a little bit. Drawing it out, thinning it down. Want a nice long taper so I can have a really fine edge. I want something that will sail through a carrot like it's not even there. A little turn a potato into French fries with zero effort. I'm actually pretty well pleased with those dimensions. So So we're going to come to the anvil and start doing the finish work on this blade. Flatten everything out. Bevel's already completely established, but I need to more or less planish out the marks from the power hammer and just straighten everything up. I guess some people can forge a blade to finish on the power hammer. I'm not one of them. I've got to have the anvil. I'm checking my length, making sure everything's straight. That looks pretty good. Good enough to go ahead anyway. Now let's work that bevel in a little finer. And planish out some more hammer marks. Pretty good. I think it's time maybe to turn the attention to the handle a little bit. Yep. Let's narrow that handle down. Work on our preform for the handle. It's so thick. As I work this preform, I'm going to end up with more steel than I need. So when I cut this, I'm actually going to cut the handle short and then forge it back out lengthwise to gain the length of the handle and still thin the handle down to keep the weight down. And if you hear a bunch of clicking and jingling in the background, it's just our little dog running around. Even things up. Warm it back up and take our chopper and clip it off. And then just even it up again. Drawing out length. We're going to add a little more contour to that handle. See how I'm rolling the fuller across it. Get some more length. That's tapering that handle both ways. I'll keep the weight of this blade right under the forefinger. It'll be a strong blade, but it'll be very light. Make sure everything's even. Make sure the blade's even. Not really hitting it hard with the power hammer there. I'm just more or less evening things up. And we're gonna go back here and a few more tickles between the hammer and anvil. I'm really taking my time here to make sure this blade is dead straight, that the taper is very even, and that I get almost all the hammer marks out, because I don't want to do a great deal of grinding on this to polish it. Do a little more work with the handle. Had a little too much curve in it, so I need to flatten it out just a little. There we go. That's more like it. And I think I'm going to call that good. Okay, so there's our finished product. I hadn't made a small kitchen chopper in a while, and I'm going to make some leather for that one and send her off to the show. Hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure and like and subscribe. Click that subscribe button. Click and click the like and leave us a comment in the comment section and let us know if you'd like to see something different in the future. I'm always making knives, but if there's something else you'd like to see me try to make, I'll make that too. Thanks for watching, and God bless.